So today is 6 months since we lost Isla, and so on a day like today where it's a little bit harder, I decided to come down to the creek, take a jog to the creek, and get some exercise, have a little breakfast picnic down here, and just be in nature because I feel like that's always helpful. So just trying to take it a little bit slower today and just soak up nature and breathe a little more.
Welcome to The Fame, your go-to source for all the latest updates and inside stories on your favorite reality TV families. Today, we've got a mix of heartfelt tributes, emotional revelations, and juicy surprises from the Duggar family that you won't want to miss. First up, Jill Duggar recently shared a deeply emotional tribute to her late daughter, Isla Marie Dillard, marking 6 months since her tragic passing. We'll break down her heartfelt post, how she's coping with this heartbreaking loss, and the beautiful ways she's keeping Isla's memory alive. Next, we dive into Jinger Duggar Vuolo's candid admission about the emotional struggles she faced during her first year of marriage to Jeremy Vuolo. From growing up in a strict household to finding herself in a new life, Jinger opened up about her identity crisis and how she found her path forward. And for all the counting on fans out there, we've got some exciting news. Jason Duggar and Maddie Grace Jones have officially set their wedding date after a whirlwind engagement, but there's a surprising twist that has everyone talking. We'll reveal all the juicy details and why their big day might look a little different than we expected. Finally, we're taking you back to an unforgettable moment, Joseph Duggar and Kendra Caldwell's awkward engagement party scene. Fans are still buzzing about whether Joe and Kendra crossed a line during their courtship, or if it was all just an innocent slip. Let's dive into what really happened. So stick around, subscribe, and hit that bell because The Fame is here to keep you in the loop on all things Duggar. In a deeply emotional and heartfelt moment, Jill Duggar recently took to Instagram to share a tribute to her late daughter, Isla Marie Dillard, marking 6 months since her passing. The Fame is here to bring you all the details of Jill's touching post, how she's coping with the heartbreaking loss, and the ways she's remembering her baby girl. On Instagram, Jill shared several photos alongside a caption that expressed the depth of her grief. The caption read, "6 months without you, baby girl. How could it already be that long?" A jog to the creek, a breakfast picnic, and a toe dip in the cool creek water seemed needful today. "I'm wearing a little extra pink today for you." In the photos, Jill is seen surrounded by nature, a peaceful creek flowing nearby, reflecting her choice to find solace in the outdoors as she continues to heal from this unimaginable loss. For Jill and her husband Derek Dillard, losing Isla has been a deeply emotional journey, and moments like these allow them to keep her memory alive. Jill's poignant post resonated deeply with her followers, with many sharing messages of love and support. One comment read, "Losing a child at any point is one of the hardest things us parents go through. Take all the time you need, mama. Sometimes we need those quiet moments to recenter. Healing is lifelong." In her Instagram stories, Jill also posted a short video with the text overlay, "Wearing a little extra pink for our girl today. Isla Marie Dillard, 6 months without her. We miss you, baby girl." This video was accompanied by images of Jill wears a pink bow, a touching gesture to honor Isla's memory, and a reminder that healing from such a loss is an ongoing process. Jill opened up further about how she's coping in a separate video, saying, "Today is 6 months since we lost Isla, and so on a day like today, when it's a little bit harder, I decided to come down to the creek, take a jog to the creek, get some exercise, have a little breakfast picnic down here, and just be in nature because I feel like that's always helpful. So just trying to take it a little bit slower today and soak up nature and breathe a little more." Jill's words convey the emotional toll of losing a child and how she's finding ways to work through her grief. For many parents who've experienced a similar loss, moments like these resonate on a deep level, reminding us that grief is a personal journey, and finding peace often means connecting with the world around us. At The Fame, we send our deepest condolences to Jill and her family during this difficult time. It's clear that Isla Marie will always have a special place in their hearts. As Jill continues to share her journey with her followers, her strength and vulnerability inspire others who may be going through their own struggles. Next, we're diving into a candid revelation from Jinger Duggar Vuolo, who recently opened up about her emotional struggles during her first year of marriage to Jeremy Vuolo. For anyone who's followed Ginger's journey from growing up in a strict fundamentalist household to forging her own path, this story gives us a deeper look into the challenges she faced behind the scenes. Stick around as we uncover how Ginger navigated an identity crisis after leaving the Duggar household and starting a new life with Jeremy. In the latest episode of the Ginger and Jeremy podcast, the couple took a trip down memory lane, reflecting on their early days of marriage. But as Ginger revealed, that first year wasn't all smooth sailing. Despite the love and excitement surrounding their union, Ginger admitted that she faced some of the toughest challenges of her life, calling it the hardest year she's experienced so far. Growing up in the Duggar family, Ginger was used to being surrounded by her 18 siblings and never having to go anywhere alone. When she moved away from her family in Arkansas to live with Jeremy in Texas, the sudden change left her feeling disoriented and vulnerable. She confessed that without the constant presence of family and friends, she developed new fears and anxieties. "I was afraid to go to coffee with a friend," Ginger shared. "I was petrified in fear of having to do things by myself because I had a security blanket of having people around me all the time." This profound shift in her daily life led Ginger into what she describes as an identity crisis. For the first time, she had to figure out who she was, not as one of the Duggar siblings, but as an individual. "I had the identity crisis of, okay, I know who I was in my family, but who am I as an individual now?" Ginger explained. The pressure of redefining herself in a new environment pushed her to question everything she once knew. Not only was Ginger struggling with personal identity, but she also began reevaluating her religious beliefs. After growing up under the strict teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, led by Bill Gothard, Ginger started to realize that she no longer agreed with many of the ideals she had been raised with. "I was realizing that some of these things that I thought I really held dear, like the teachings of Bill Gothard, I'm realizing I'm not believing that anymore." And that was a huge shift, she added, marking a pivotal moment in her life. While Ginger was navigating these internal struggles, her husband Jeremy admitted that he didn't fully realize what she was going through at first. He initially thought their first year of marriage was relatively easy, saying, "We got along super well." However, after reflecting on Ginger's perspective, he acknowledged that her experience was much more complex than he had realized. Ginger agreed, describing the adjustments they both had to make, especially for her as she grappled with all these changes at once. Fast forward 8 years, and Ginger seems to have come into her own. Now a mother of 2, she has continued to evolve, both personally and spiritually. Her journey of self-discovery has been anything but easy, but she appears more confident and assured in who she is today, even if that version of herself differs greatly from who she thought she would become. Jinger Duggar's story is a reminder that self-discovery is often a challenging but necessary part of life, especially for someone who grew up in such a unique environment. Her openness about her struggles and her bravery in questioning long-held beliefs is truly inspiring. As Ginger continues to live authentically and navigate life on her terms, we can't wait to see what's next for her. What do you think of Ginger's journey? Then we have some exciting and unexpected updates for all the Counting On fans out there. Jason Duggar and Maddie Grace Jones have been making headlines ever since their whirlwind engagement last month, and now their wedding date has officially been revealed, but there's a surprising twist that has fans buzzing. Stick around as we dive into all the juicy details about their wedding plans, how the Duggar family is reacting, and why some people think their big day might be a bit different than we were led to believe. Let's start with the engagement. In August, Maddie Grace Jones took to Instagram to share some beautiful photos from Jason's beachside proposal. She excitedly captioned her post, "On 8/24, Jace asked me to marry him, and I could not be more excited." Fans were shocked at how fast things were moving between the two, especially since their relationship only became public in May, with the Duggar family known for their strict courtship rules, which typically limit physical affection before marriage. Some wondered if Jason and Maddie were breaking away from these traditions. Rumors circulated that the couple had actually been dating for much longer than they let on, which could explain their comfort and closeness. Interestingly, this wouldn't be the first time a Duggar sibling has relaxed the family's courtship rules. Even Jana Duggar and Steven Wisman revealed they had hugged before marriage, which raised eyebrows among more conservative fans. Now, onto the big news, Jason and Maddie Grace's wedding date. A popular Duggar fan page recently uncovered a screenshot of their alleged wedding registry, and according to the details, they are set to tie the knot on October 3rd of this year, just a few weeks away. And here's the kicker. It will be held in Tennessee, where Maddie Grace's family is from. This revelation has thrown fans for a loop since the couple initially hinted at a spring 2025 wedding in their engagement announcement. So why the sudden change of plans? Some fans think it's a strategic move to save money. The buzz online is that weddings during the fall, especially on weekdays like October 3rd, are far cheaper than prime spring and summer weekends. In fact, one fan commented, "It's way cheaper," while another added, "When you're planning a wedding with less than 2 months' notice, you've got to compromise on the date." Others speculated that Jason's recent financial troubles might be a factor. Speaking of financial troubles, let's not forget the recent lawsuit drama surrounding Jason. Just weeks before his engagement, documents surfaced revealing that Jason is being sued for fraud. The accusations stem from his work as a contractor, allegedly using a fake license while flipping houses. A man named Mark Thompson, who purchased one of Jason's properties, is reportedly suing him over the poor workmanship. Jason has remained tight-lipped on the matter, but with the lawsuit looming, it's possible that budget concerns are influencing their decision to fast-track the wedding. Fans are curious to see how this legal battle will unfold and what it means for Jason's future with Maddie Grace. Jason Duggar and Maddie Grace Jones are set to tie the knot this October, much earlier than anyone expected. Whether it's a decision to save money or a response to the legal storm Jason's facing, we'll be keeping a close eye on their journey. What do you think about their sudden wedding plans? Do you think the Duggar family will attend in full force, or will the controversy affect the celebrations? Finally, we're diving into a flashback that lives rent-free in many of our minds. Joseph Duggar and Kendra Caldwell's awkward engagement party moment. If you've ever wondered whether Duggar courtships had loopholes for intimate contact, you're not alone. In fact, many fans still question whether Joe and Kendra accidentally crossed the line or were just caught up in the moment. The infamous moment we're talking about happened at Joseph and Kendra's engagement party, where Joe appeared to, shall we say, reinvent Mormon soaking, a term fans humorously use to describe the Duggar-approved version of intimate contact without technically breaking the rules. In a playful moment, Joe climbed on top of Kendra while they were both trapped in one of those giant inflatable tubes, leaving many fans wondering whether it was innocent fun or something more risque for a couple so focused on purity. Commenters have debated this for years, with some convinced that Joseph might have felt guilty about how good it felt, probably confessing it as a sin later. One fan joked that given the couple's extreme adherence to Duggar family values, they didn't have the combined brain cells to purposely engage in premarital dry humping. Another pointed out how Joe and Kendra even confessed to holding hands while roller skating, which they justified as a need for balance, not affection. The thing is, the Duggar courtship rules are notoriously strict. No kissing, no frontal hugs, and limited physical contact. Yet, here we are with Joe at the end of the clip, literally on top of Kendra. This wasn't just a fleeting accident either. It looked like they had a good laugh about it afterward, leaving us all weak with secondhand embarrassment. One fan hilariously commented, "Joe and Kendra proved you don't need to be married to dry hump like dirty dogs in public. You just need plausible deniability." To add to the comedy, while Joseph seemed to be on a mission to avoid sinning, John David Duggar couldn't have cared less. Fans have always appreciated JD's laid-back attitude, describing him as casually cruel with all the Duggar family drama swirling around him. In this clip, he was more focused on enjoying the boat ride than worrying about any courtship rules. He was basically like, "Idgaff, I just want to send it on this boat right now." Speaking of awkward Duggar moments, fans love to remind us about Michelle and Jim Bob's equally cringeworthy golf course date where they couldn't keep their hands off each other. The family's no-contact rules for their children don't seem to apply when the parents are setting the worst possible example. As one fan put it, it's no wonder Kendra is constantly pregnant with barely a 5 to 10 day postpartum break. At the end of the day, the Duggar kids' lives are a blend of innocence and awkwardness, where holding hands, roller skating feels like a confession-worthy sin, but dry humping in an inflatable tube is just good old family fun. As always, it's these moments that remind us why we can't stop talking about this family. What do you think? Was Joseph Duggar breaking the rules, or was it all just an innocent mishap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to The Fame for more Duggar moments and family drama.